Toastmaster of the Day, Club President, fellow Toastmasters. For those who are listening to me for the very first time, my role as the language evaluator is to evaluate the words and the language used by everyone who spoke this evening. I shall divide my feedback into three broad categories: the windfall as in creative usage of words, the shortfall, areas for improvement, and finally the pitfall, as in pronunciation. I will not only tell you the creative usage, but also to highlight the language tools. Not only to point out the grammatical errors, but also to tell you the grammatical rule, and to share with you the preferred pronunciation. Why is vocal and verbal image important? Not just visual image, your dressing, your grooming, your body language. The voice, the vocals, and the use of words. I'll start off with the bitter aspect for a change, the shortfall. Hence, listen, and we're all here to learn. I've heard that many times before. Before is redundant. You've heard something, it has to be before. Is it a matter of carelessness? Sometimes we miss out words. You hear everywhere. Hear what? Missing word or missing words. Returning back. Again, back is redundant. Mention earlier. If you have mentioned something, it has to be earlier. Actually, give a person. Either you give a person something or you didn't give. There's no actually. Her hobby is this and that. Two things. Her hobbies are helping a person, or helpful person. Today I'll be talking about redundant. Just tell us what you wish to talk about. The impact is lost, especially when you say it right at the beginning. Myself and my friend, we have been taught, if you have been taught correctly, more polite, my friend and I. We always put ourselves later rather than myself and my friend. Thinner than I. This is very, very interesting. I heard as thinner than me. Are you comparing thin and a person, or thin and thin? Proper usage is thinner than I am thin. And usually we leave out the thing. Hence, thinner than I. Not thinner than me. Jump out of joy. Jump for joy. Wrong usage of preposition. No need to work. This is very typical Singlish. No need his service. We don't need his service. Or we don't need to work. Or there is no need to work. He didn't able. He wasn't able. A new donkey. What's a new donkey and old donkey? I can't fathom that. Either you say a young donkey, a fresh donkey, or another donkey. Can we have, if you are in charge, you're in control, you don't need to ask for permission. Let us have the timer's report. Let us have the accountan's report. Started off very clear. Started is a verb, clear is an adjective. The correlation is incorrect. Started off very clearly. You have did, you have done. Present perfect tense. First and foremost is what we call a cliche. Try not to use cliche. It is not stylish. Missing S's, sometimes you say two bananas. There were more than two bananas just now. Either you say two bunches, or if they are arranged in just one row, then we call that comb. Two combs of bananas. This is what we call the use of collective nouns. More easier. Easier is already in the comparative form. More is unnecessary. Easier. Likewise, more better. Better is already in the comparative form. You should take note. The word should here is very strong. It shows that you are very authoritative. You are imposing on the speaker. What makes you think that you're better than the speaker? Hence, for speech evaluators, take note. The reason why I'm here, you remove the word why, the sentence still makes sense. The reason I am here, why is redundant. When somebody tells us to be honest, to be frank, this raises some doubts in the audience. To me, I think we don't need to say to be honest or to be frank, unnecessary, because it casts a doubt. Me and my wife, again, my wife and I. If you use that in the subjective case, if it is in the objective case, then you can say that was given to my wife and me. Given to my wife, given to me. A subjective case, it is my wife and I. Should lost, will saw, should lose, will see. Should and will are what we call the modal verb, M-O-D-A-L. And after a modal verb, we use the present tense in the plural form. Lose, see. The word good, try not to use good. It shows that our vocabulary is very limited and very lacking. Good way, how about proper way or the right way? Good comment, effective comment, or in the opposite way, it is very sarcastic comment. Good reason, very logical reason. Good job, also good. A decent job. Good measure of something, adequate measure of something. Program, whoever is doing it, whether it's Rachi or somebody who is assisting, you look at the program, 740, the heading is prepared speeches. Plural form, prepared speeches. 850, project evaluation, singular. Add in the S, project evaluations. Some Chinese have only two words in their name. For example, the swimmer who is representing China at the Olympics now, Sun Yang, only two words, right? Sun Yang. Our accountant, Feng Yi, he has a surname. Do check. And the surname is L-O-W, Lo or Lao Feng Yi. So do check with the speaker. I will not comment on the reverse of the program because there are a couple of errors. I'll speak with the VBE. Next, the creative usage of language. What is beautiful? Anti-metably. Who said you are what you eat? You eat what you are. You eat what you are doesn't sound logical. Kimberly, you are what you eat. And from another person, you eat to live, you live to eat. Repeated what I've shared. For the table topics, who said that? Never fear to negotiate. But more importantly, never negotiate out of fear. Who said that? Said John Fitzgerald Kennedy. At that time when US and Russia were having some conflicts, he told his men when they were going to negotiate with the Russians, never fear to negotiate and never negotiate out of fear. Beautiful. Hard decisions, hard choices from rhyme, repetition of the word hard. He could have said hard decisions and choices. The impact is not there, but he used repetition to bite the bullet. Use of idiomatic expression. And of course, from Satya, he shared with us an Indian poem about beauty, about peace, and about harmony. Very, very apt. Like a piece of blank paper, use of comparison. And the proper term for this is analogy from Suzanne. Short-term pain for long-term gain and short-term gain for long-term pain. Marshall, use of anti-metabolic. Rafia, not because of what he is, not because of what he, again use of repetition. Very powerful. From Ibnu, he talk about time, then all the time, most of the time. Again use of repetition to drive home the message. Met, like M and M. Use of simile. and Satya, slapped by the truth and kissed by the two groups of words being used. And this is what I call harmony in duality. It's in my book. For those who have a copy of my book, I think 3 or 4 of you. That is the beautiful usage. And finally, pronunciation pitfalls. What I'll share with you will be the preferred pronunciation, the kind of pronunciation you hear over the news, from the news readers. First, time to listen more, or we call it a day, we still have time. Your preference, whether you wish to use British English or American English. Stance, stance, chance, chance, up to you. Different and difference. Make sure the S is highlighted. Was it orders or others, the TH? The team or the theme? Lag, jet lag or lag, the final consonant. P-O-E-M is poem instead of poem, poem. Was it serious or serious? You see the distinction? I know some speakers have problem with the B and the V. Values instead of values. Honor, the H is silent, it is not honor. Occasionally, occasionally. A person's name is very important. Gerald, Gerard. But make sure you don't change it to garage. Gerald. Banana instead of banana. Scenario, whether it's British or American, it is scenario. Sustainability, 6 syllables. Take your time. Sustainability. A seed for you to plant, or a seed. Take a seed. L-O-S-E is loose with a Z sound. L-O-O-S-E is loose. S sound. Succeed, I heard as succeed. It is succeed. In a spoken form, when the next word begins with a vowel sound, the becomes the end of the day, the ending. Impossible, the L is missing, consonant L. Bit by bit, you place a bit, as in for the COE, or bit by bit. Again, a person's name is very important, and you are?
Bobby.
Bobby?
Leonard.
Again?
Leonard.
Leonard. I heard as Law. And again, a person's name is Suzanne Low. I heard as Law. Is it L-O-R or L-A-W? The tiny holes on our skin, those are called pores. He paused the syrup. What the speaker meant was pause with a Z sound. Was it bought him something or brought him something? Involve or evolve? The word is antimaterically, same as in hyperbole. Finally, what is the quotation at the bottom of a program? The ability to communicate clearly, correctly, and confidently is critical and crucial. Over to you, Toastmasters.